Okay, maybe rest your hands on your knees. Maybe sit up nice and tall. Maybe close your eyes. And just take a few moments to watch your breath flow in and flow out. Taking a few moments to switch gears from whatever you've been doing for the day and switch your mind into yoga mode. Just watch your breath flow, allowing your mind to slow and calm. And just breathe in a couple of more breaths. And then open your eyes, and we'll start off today in seated wide leg. So from your seated position, extend your legs forward and spread them out nice and wide, flexing your toes, pointing your toes up towards the sky, pressing your knees down towards the mat, and then slowly walking your hands forward into a gentle wide leg forward fold. And just breathe your long, slow, deep breath. Inhale as you rise back up to center. And then slowly take your hands, your left hand towards your left toes. If you make it to your toes, great. If not, just find your edge. And then take your right hand and reach it up to the sky. Bring your right arm by your right ear and reach over towards your left toes. Getting a little stretch in your left leg, a stretch in your right side body. Maybe take your right elbow, lift it up a little higher, creating more extension through your right side body. And inhale, rise back up to center. And exhale, take your right hand towards your right toe. Find your edge on that right side. And then take your left hand and reach up. Left arm by your left ear, reaching towards your right toes. Maybe lift your left elbow a little higher. And then release and rise back up to center and pull the soles of your feet together into a seated butterfly. Lift your chest in your seated butterfly, brace your core. Let your leg muscles relax as your knees fall down towards the ground with the pull of gravity. And just continue to breathe. And then release and make your way to tabletop. Once you get to tabletop, let's do a quick wrist warm up. So shift your hips back, making your hands light so that you can turn both hands upside down, palms facing the sky, fingertips facing each other. And then gently shift your weight forward until you get a good stretch in the back side of your wrist. Just a light stretch, nothing too intense. And then shift your weight back once again, making your hands light so that you can flip them over, palms down and fingertips facing away from each other. On your exhale, let your shoulders slide towards the right side of the mat. Inhale to center and exhale towards the left side of the mat. And then just flow left and right, moving with your own breath. For maybe 3 or 4 rounds of breath. And then once you've done an even number on both sides, make your way to tabletop. And I'll turn forward so that you can see what I've got going on for this next little sequence. From your tabletop, take your right leg and extend your right leg long behind you. Turn your right foot parallel to the floor and then sweep your right leg out to the side. And then pull your right leg back. And then exhale, sweep your leg out to the side again, maybe a little higher this time. And then pull it back. And then last time, let your right leg come out to the side. Once it gets out there, lower your right foot down to the floor. Walk your hands back to your knees and rise up into your gate. From this position, take your right hand and lower your right hand down in front of your right leg. Take your left hand and reach it up and over. Your left hand reach up and over towards the right side of your body, similar to what we were doing in the seated wide leg just a moment ago. Inhale, back up to center. Bring your arms to a T. Slowly lower your left hand down to the floor as your right hand lifts up to the sky, and then maybe lift your right leg up into this modified side plank. Slowly lower your right leg back down, brace your core, rise back up. One more time through, right hand lowers down in front of your right leg, left hand reaches up to the sky and over towards the right side of the mat. Rise back up to center. Lower your left hand down, right hand lifts, and right leg lifts into your side plank. Lower your right foot back down and slowly rise back up. And then lower your hands back down to your tabletop position. Brace your core and lift your right leg up. And sweep it back behind you. And then lower your right knee down to your tabletop position. And we'll switch sides and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend your left leg back. Turn your left foot parallel to the floor and sweep it out to the side. And then pull it back behind you. And then one more time, sweep it out to the side, maybe lift it up a little higher this time. And then bring it back behind you. And then last time, bring it out to the side and lower your foot down to the floor. Walk your hands back towards your knees, rise up into your gate pose position again. And then lower your left hand down in front of your left leg. Take your right hand, lift it up to the sky and reach it over towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, rise back up to center. Bring your hands to a T. Slowly lower your right hand down to the floor. Left hand lifts up to the sky. And then lift your extended leg up off of the mat. This modified side plank. Lower your left foot back down. Brace your core. Rise back up to your gate pose. Lower your left hand down again. Reach your right hand over to the left. Getting that side body stretch once again. Inhale, rise back up. Lower your right hand down, left hand lift, left leg lift, side plank. Slowly lower your left foot back down, brace your core, rise back up. And lower your hands back down to tabletop. Set your base nice and strong again, and once you've done that, lift your left leg up and scoop it back. And lower your knee back down. Walk your hands back to your knees. Sit onto your heels into your hero pose. You take a couple of breaths, get a stretch in your quads, and just let your hip flexors take a little breather here as you breathe in and breathe out. And then after you've taken a couple of breaths, make your way back to your tabletop position. Once you get there, spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes, and then exhale, make your way to down dog. Maybe pedal your feet out in your down dog. Warm up your hamstrings, warm up your calves and your ankles. And then take a couple of breaths here in your down dog. Slowly roll forward to plank pose, and once you get to your plank, lower your knees down to knees down push-up. On the lower down, feel free to lower down like normal, or if you would like to follow me, we'll lower down very slowly to a count of 3 on your inhale, and then exhale, slowly lower down. 3, 2, 1. Touch down, untuck your toes, press into your feet, press into your hands, lift your chest up, cobra pose. And then lower back down. And we'll press up to the top of our knees down push-up very slowly once again, or you can press up just like normal, your choice. Press into your hands as we begin. 3, 2, 1. Touch your toes and exhale, down dog. Slowly roll forward to plank pose one more time. Your choice this time. Your knees can be up or down. And again, you can lower down on a slow count, or you can lower down quickly, your choice. On your inhale, exhale down. 3, 2, 1. Touch down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. And we'll push up to a count of 3 once again. Touch your toes. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Down dog. Take a couple of breaths here in your down dog. Now, step, walk, or hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Let your head hang heavy for a breath or two, pressing your knees towards straight. Now, slight bend in your knees. Inhale, rise up, hands up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop to plank. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. Tuck your toes. Inhale up. And exhale, down dog. Now, step, walk, or hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Press into both feet. Inhale, rise up, hands up to the sky. And exhale, hands to mountain pose. And that'll bring us to our balance today. We're working on our shoulders a bit, and we're working on our hip flexors. So for our balance, we're going to do a little hip flexor work. So from your balance, or from your mountain position, bring your weight into your left leg. Brace your core, lift your chest, find that spot that's not moving and begin to lift your right knee up off of the floor. Now, using your hands for balance, wherever works best for you, begin to sweep your right knee out to the side till your hip wants to turn. Pause there, flexing that right foot, feeling that right hip flexor turn on. And then bringing your knee back to center. And then extend your right leg. And then once again, sweep your right leg out to the side and really feel that hip flexor turn on. Breathe. And then sweep your right leg back forward and lower it back down to the floor and shake it out. Come back to your mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths. And then shift your weight into your right foot. Once you get there, lift your left knee up. And then begin to sweep your left knee out to the side. Again, using your hands wherever you need to for balance. And firing up those left hip flexors. And slowly bring your knee back forward. And extend your left leg. And then sweep your left leg out to the side. And really fire up that hip flexor. And then bring it back forward. And lower your left foot back down. And shake it all out. And then once you're ready, come back to your mountain pose. You just take a couple of breaths in your mountain pose. As you breathe in and breathe out, as you prepare for this next sequence. On your inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop to plank. And once you get to your plank pose, once again, knees up or down, and we'll go down on it for a count of 3. On your inhale, exhale, lower down, 3, 2, 1, touch down, rest up the toes. Exhale down, touch your toes, we'll press up to a count of 3, press into your hands for 3, 2, 1, inhale, touch your plank, and exhale, down dog. Take a breath here in your down dog. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, left foot to the outside of your left hand. Sit into your low yoga squat. Turn forward on this one. And pull your feet a little wider from each other. Have to get your heels on the ground. Press into your knees with your elbows. Bring your hands to prayer. Brace your core, chest lifted. And breathe in. And slowly release down to the floor into a seated position. And when you do, pull your feet forward and away from each other to where your legs are at a 90-degree angle with each other and your feet are flexed and you're sitting up nice and tall. Once you get there, turn your torso towards your left knee and frame out your left leg. Continue to brace your core, and as you do that, take your right knee and let your right knee lift up and over towards your left heel. And then bring it back to the starting position, keeping your left leg framed out with your hands. Right knee lifts up and over again. And then back to the start. And one more time, right knee up and over, and then back to the start. Once you get to your starting position, switch sides, bring your hands and frame out your right knee. Reset, lift your chest, brace your core, then take your left knee and flip it up and over towards your right ear. And then bring it back. Left knee up and over for 2. And then back. And then last time, left knee up and over. And then bring it back. Once you get back to your starting position, pull your heels together into a seated butterfly. And just take a moment. Let your hip flexors relax. And just continue to breathe. And then slowly release and come back to your to your V-sit position again with your knees at legs at 90-degree angles. Now, we'll go through that same thing again. Give you some options this time. We'll make it a little more challenging if you choose. You can continue. You can bring your hands and frame out your legs and place them on the mat, or if you want the more challenging way, bring your hands to prayer, and on your exhale, right knee towards left heel. We'll alternate this time. Back to the center, left knee towards right heel. Back to the center, right knee, left heel. Back to the center, left knee, right heel. Back to the center, and then one last time, right knee, left heel. Back to center, left knee, right heel. And then back to center. And then once you get there, come back into your seated butterfly once again. Whew, and take a break. And just breathe, long, slow, deep breath. In through your nose and out through your nose. Just let those hip flexors relax and stretch here for just a few breaths. And then slowly release and extend your feet out in front of you into a seated staff pose. Flex your feet, press your knees down towards the floor, sit up nice and tall. Pull your right foot by your left knee and lift your foot up and over your left knee. Take your left arm and hook it around your right knee. Press your belly into your chest. Take your right hand, place it on the mat behind you. On your exhale, take your gaze over your right shoulder into a twist. Inhale back to center. Extend your right leg to your seated staff pose for just a breath. And then we'll switch sides. Pull your right foot by your left foot by your right knee. Lift your left foot up and over your right knee. Take your right hand, hook it around your left knee. Take your left hand on the mat behind you. Exhale your gaze over your right shoulder. Press your belly into your leg, chest lifted as you exhale into your twist. And then slowly release back to center, back to your seated staff pose for another breath. And then roll down to your back. And once you get there, pull your knees into your chest. Hug them in close. And just take a couple of breaths here. Continue to hug your right knee in and lower your left foot down to the floor. Give you an option here. You can lower your left foot down to the floor and keep your left knee bent, or you can extend your left leg forward and let it rest on the floor and flex your left foot. Either one is perfectly fine, whichever one you want to do. Maybe try both, see which one works out best for you today. And once you got that left leg situated, take your right leg and extend it so that your right leg is nice and straight, foot is flat. Take your hands and reach up and grab your right leg and pull your right knee towards your head as you keep your leg straight and your foot flex, creating extension in your hamstring. And breathe here. Keep your right leg lifted. Bring your arms to a field goal post or a T position, your choice. And on your exhale, let your right leg fall away from your body. Inhale your leg back up to center. And let it continue to travel on your exhale over towards the left side of the mat. As you work on the outer part of that right leg. Inhale your leg back up to center. And then lower your right leg down, either in that bent position with your foot on the floor, or extended forward and resting with your whole leg on the floor, your choice. And then hug your left knee in. And now straighten your left leg, flexing your left foot. And then use your hands around your left leg to lift that leg a little higher and create a little more extension in that left leg. And continue to breathe. If your left leg lifted, release your hands into your field goal or your T. And on your exhale, let your left leg fall away from your body. Inhale your leg back up to center. And then exhale, let it continue to travel over towards the right side of the mat as you exhale into that twist, working on the outside of your right leg. Inhale your leg back up to center. And then exhale, lower your left foot down to the floor with your knee bent. Pull your right leg beside of it, touching your ankles together. And then on your exhale, let both knees fall away from each other. One more butterfly, recline butterfly this time. And continue to watch your breath. Allowing your heart rate to slow. Your muscles begin to relax and release. Inhale your knees back up to center. And exhale, extend your legs forward and let them rest on the floor. Bring your hands down by your side. Let them rest on the floor as you come into your final resting pose. You just take a few moments to continue watching your breath. Letting all the muscles in your body release and relax. Now breathe in a few more breaths. Begin to move your fingers and toes and arms and legs. You get all the energy flowing once again. If you'd like to roll over to one side, take some breaths there. Feel free to do that now. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back up to a nice, comfortable seat. My thinkative thought of the week this week comes from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and this is his thought. He says, with everything that has happened to you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or treat what has happened as a gift. Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing, and you get to choose. My Bible verses, I got two. One is from Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And then Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. And so that's the thought. You know, things that happen to us, good things, bad things, we can choose how we view those and what perspective we use to view those. It's all about that mental training that we've been talking about over the week. And that things that we practice on our mat and with our breathing practices. It's training our mind to think in a positive way versus a negative way. On your inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, press them back down towards the ground. Inhale up, together at the top. And exhale down to heart center. Have a blessed week. Thanks for allowing me to lead your practice today.